If you assign attributes to symbols that you're placing in any drawing, you can add a lot of value. Here I'm doing a lighting design. There's an entrance through here, a rock path stepping onto a compacted dolomite area, and what I'm doing now is a lighting design. So let's imagine that we've been able to run power to this point represented by the yellow rectangle, and what I want to do is to put lighting to illuminate the area at night. And I've got a little symbol. Let's zoom in on that symbol to indicate some uplighting, some low voltage uplighting. If I use the @edit command, I'll type it, but you can get it from a pull down menu, and I select that block, up pops a list of attributes stored with that drawing. So I know the dimensions. It's 289 millimeters above ground. 289 millimeters overall. The above ground is 89 mil. The maximum load is 50 watts. It's made of brass and brushed chrome. Its model is an Accento 5, and in number I'll put a 1. That's the first instance of that symbol that I'm using. Now I could copy that symbol if I wanted to. So let's select it and copy, and we'll place another instance. Say the grid is currently a meter, so 1 meter away, 2 meters away will be around this point here somewhere. Sorry, I forgot to nominate a base point. Let's select it again, copy, read my prompt, specify a base point, and come up here around 2 meters away. Again, zoom in, pick your symbol, pick move, select it in the center, and move it on top of the low voltage line. Again, at edit, pick the symbol, double click it, and it becomes number 2 in the set. So we now have 2 of these uplights in. Now you could add extra. If you knew the reasonable spread of light, you could further adjust the symbol to bring in say a dotted line to indicate the light spill from that source. But I digress. That's an example of an attribute that's stored with a symbol. So you can store all sorts of non-graphic information. It doesn't display, but you can get at it. There are ways with another command to display all those pieces of information, but that's not really relevant. So attributes with symbols for lighting has some value. Well, just to finish that off, let's look at the symbol itself. Now I've opened the drawing that belongs to that particular symbol. You can see it on the left. The attributes associated with it now show they've been set up as invisible when we created them. The @def command calls up the attribute definition dialog box, and we can make new ones by putting in a new tag, a new prompt, a new value. You can make them invisible, constant, preset, or whatever, and have different text styles associated with them. We want them to be invisible. So all of these attributes here have been made invisible, and they just sit out here. I've lined them up on the grid, and there's our little symbol with a series of layers on a lighting, L-lighting layer. This layer here we've made Accento 5 color, so we can actually change the color of the lights just by changing the color definition of that particular layer. So it's well worthwhile thinking your symbol, your use of these sort of symbols through. Don't go overboard. It's just your discipline. You'll know the number of tags and type of tag to store with individual symbols. Returning to our lighting design, you might be a lighting designer and of course want to show those symbols much larger, more prominently for the client. Now they've been drawn, the symbol's been drawn actual size, a 45 millimeter diameter radius. That's the actual size, and you can see here that these are really quite small illuminators, but you might want to show them much larger. So let's zoom in, just pick the symbol and say, well, I'm going to scale it, nominate a point to scale around. We'll make it 5 times larger, and in it goes. So you can clearly show the symbol very, very easily just by scaling.